Okay.
So we figured, you know, Anu is just, you know, she's an outsider. She can be the last person. And he's telling mommy this. And I'm thinking,
and you were there when he was telling this?
No,
you were not there.
mommy, I was crying. I was very, very upset. And of all the teachers, actually, the only one that backed me up was my science teacher. Because people didn't care. You know, usko kya fark pata hai ki
whatever she takes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to them. But my science teacher had seen Didi. He had a lot of aspirations for me. So I was lucky. Again, you know, he thought Didi was so smart. He had seen me for a semester. He thought I was also smart and was refusing to take me back to lower level. And so, again, I was lucky. Agar he hadn't supported me, if mommy hadn't come and sat down, I wouldn't have even known any better. Na? Yes, I changed my classes. I'm not learning something new, but I would have stuck with it anyways. So it's a lot of luck. It's a lot of good fortune. A lot of people supporting, random people supporting. So, yeah.
So that was to boost your self-esteem, you came into modeling? Is that
That's right, that was your question. Sort of. So I realized that I was very uncomfortable with people.
Okay.
So standing in front of people was very difficult for me. And I saw in high school I noticed this. So I joined speech. Speech team jo hota hai yahan pe. I was terrible. I would get up, I would shake. I mean, very uncomfortable. I kept at it. You know, because and people would laugh at you, you know, isko kya bolna aata hai, kya bol rahi hai, isko samajh mein nahi aata hai. And you had to remember, like, you know, JFK's entire speech, and you'd get up there and present. Yeah, and I had a terrible memory. So, bhul jate sab cheez, and I'd write my little sheet notes and keep looking down because I was so nervous. So when I got to college, the 2 years of being in speech, junior, senior year, didn't get me to the level I wanted to get at. And I realized very quickly that if I wanted to succeed in life, this problem I couldn't have. I couldn't be uncomfortable with myself physically or be uncomfortable in front of people. So modeling happened to come by chance. Ek aadmi humko aake mila ki there's this small company that they started off with international models. So will you join that? And I thought, क्यों नहीं? So पापा से जाके पूछे, गुस्सा किए, क्यों करना है सब चीज़, तुमको खाली पढ़ाई करना चाहिए.
And that was like around teenage?
That was when I was 16. I was in college. Yeah, already college में थे उस समय. And then I think Didi supported me, Mummy supported me. And Papa wasn't like, you know, don't do this. You just didn't understand why. Yeah. Why would you?
And why at this time when you have studies going
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So. But it was because I thought, and Didi thought also that you have to present yourself well. And the good thing about modeling is, I mean, you can choose to a certain extent what you do, so and how you interact with people. Not everyone has to be only talking about hair color all the time, you know? And for that reason, I had a hard time. I had no friends there. But I realized that you could go up and you could be confident. You could walk properly, and you need to hold yourself together. And those are good things about it. It's that self-presence, that confidence that you don't learn in school per se. Yeah. And I got that from that. And I was also fortunate to have that random person come up. And then I joined Ford in New York for a long time. Okay. They treat you very well. So they were very good about choosing the right type of clientele for me. I had a whole list of what I won't do.
Okay.
So.
And what you don't want to do.
What I don't want to do, or even Victoria's Secrets. Of course, they have their own kind of area that I wouldn't want to be a part of. And so we started the clothing part of it, and I was part of the first few model that did the clothing end of it. Okay. So you had to keep your mind very open. You know, pehle baar jo kahega naam, so you can't just say, oh no, I don't want to do that. Right. No, you have to really look into, well, I don't do this, but I can help you do these things.
Right. And so when you were doing this modeling, were you having all the colleagues, is any one of them Indian, or you were the only one?
I was the only one.
You were the only one.
Well, it wasn't unique. High school mein to waisa hi tha. It wasn't unique anyway. And even in college, my math degree, I was the only girl, Indian girl. I had gone to WPI because it was very important for me to have a high international percentage. वहाँ पे लिखा हुआ था कि 20% is international. जब हम गए वहाँ पे तो not even. एक Indian लड़की थी. Actually, there were two Indians before older than me. But there was one other Indian girl in my class, and we just happened to meet. Okay. So, yeah.
All right. So, you are doctor in mathematics?
Mathematics.
You had done PhD in mathematics from where?
From UMass.
From UMass.
So UMass Amherst with UMass Lowell grant.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us something about your affection to mathematics. Like, I think it's also like a childhood affection that you started very early age.
It is. It was a very good thing in the sense that it's a very big foundation to anything else. So even if you do computer science, the back algorithms are mathematics. If you do electrical engineering, the algorithms are mathematics. Science is, to really understand it, you have to understand the mathematics. That's how I thought of it. And I think that the biggest thing was in high school, jahan pe hum log, the classes we would go to, we had hours of worth of homework at night. And the only thing I really liked to do was the math. And ek baar I was with Mummy in the car, and she asked, and I told her, I don't want to do anything else. I just want to do my math homework. And okay, well, then just major in math. Why are you so stressed about it? Yeah. And I thought, why not? And it took Papa a little while to get used to it, because we were very adamant. He was very adamant about engineering. Jaise hum log, engineering, doctor.
Engineer, doctor.
So I started as a chemical engineer, and I took a lot of courses there. I took the math, and I ended up doing 10, 11 courses my first year, because I wanted to take the chemical engineering for Papa's sake, and I also wanted to do the math for my own. And so I had a huge load of work the first year. And then slowly I started showing Papa that, this is and we started looking at the math experience and how it was, as a career, how it would be. And I did a computer science just for Papa. Seriously. He wanted something, some foundation of some applied
mathematics.
Yeah, so I took the computer science courses to make him happy. And of course it helps now. Abhi to hum itna computer karte hain ki puchiye mat. So he had the hindsight to know
that it's going to come.
Right.
So after doing your PhD, or while doing your PhD, you were also approached by NSA to work with them? Before doing your PhD. So
yeah, the NSA, I started contracting with them while in college. So undergraduate.
And what was the thing that you were doing? Like, if you can tell a little bit about it.
A little bit, sure. So I had a knack for cryptology. So at that time, it was very interesting, because a good blend of math and computer science was cryptology, because you needed to understand pattern recognition and real deep, I guess, kind of like theoretical math almost. And you really had to apply that in some type of a way to break codes. And so you need to understand computer programming. And in those days, and this is, a decade, 2 decades back now, the internet was just up and coming. Parallel ports, and like having computers speak to each other was just coming.
Just starting, yeah.
So we really had to work at it, having different computers try to decode something together. And so I started working on that part of it. So trying to figure out, I would have an algorithm for the computer to try breaking. So I had already decoded something by hand. This is in school. And so I would have computers try to decode it now. And so that, somehow someone heard something about it. See, pura luck hai ye. And someone decided that the NSA, at that time, it was part of Homeland Security. And, they could use this technology. So they talked to me. We did a little bit work on the side. They liked what I was doing. So रात में हम दिन में classes जाते थे, रात में काम करते थे. Pura, 8 in the morning till, I don't know, 4 in the night. So
you created algorithms for them, or you did some real
cryptology?
You did real code breaking for them?
I did real code breaking for them.
And did it help the government?
I think so. I was there for I did work for them for almost 8 years. So I think it was successful. But it was good. It got me channels of different things, That wasn't, it was difficult because they're based in Fort Meade. So I had to work remotely a lot of the time. Sometimes I had to drive down. Even with modeling, I had to go to New York half the time. Yeah, so there was a lot of time in the car. But there's time to think, time to be quiet and listen to music. Gana bahut pasand hai usme, though I used to listen to music all the time. But yeah, it was nice. It was very interesting work.
So how did you meet your husband then? I mean,
badminton. I beat him in badminton. No, he's actually very, very good. He's a pseudo professional. So he was part of the team in Maugus in Wellesley, Mass. And he was in the A level, matlab sabse uncha level. I was in the C level. And I did that just for fun. I had some friends that were into badminton, and I like soccer. I'm in that sense, I'm very desi. I wanted to support soccer. I'm not into cricket that much.
Football, higher
So soccer was hard to do because you needed a team. So badminton, do
you can go alone and
So I met him through friends, through badminton, and we were just good friends for a long time. And 2-3 बार मम्मी मिली उसके खाली फ्रेंड्स सबके साथ, and कहने लगी कि आदमी अच्छा है, के साथ शादी कर लो. हम बोलते थे क्या बात है, no way.